Hi, I'm going to read you today a section from Chapter 10, Gossipmongers Highway, from my memoir, Landscapes of a Heart, Whispers of a Soul. The title of this section is Do You Still Go to Church? No one can brand the true colors of your soul. Beware of a toxic heart, for as long as that heart pumps with malicious details, that senseless heart will never leave you in peace. There's something more evil than envy that makes that heart beat to say the worst of anyone else around you. Casa de San Antonio, Lugano, Switzerland, autumn of 2004. A person's goodness and faith should not be rated nor judged by others on how many times you enter the church. Lara hiked near the old church by the hillside of Briganzona to the post office. It was an extra untaxed income as English tutor and editor of a thesis studies report. Massima is a nurse who was preparing for her thesis in oncology related to her master's degree in England. Lara was carrying an extra load of folders and papers in oncology. She was in a hurry to catch the number 3 bus parked near the post office of Briganzona. She sighed deeply how grateful she is that she and her daughters have left this municipality and have transferred to Masanyo. She almost missed out the old lady walking towards her, waving a hand, and asked her halfway by the pedestrian lane in a loud voice, Lei va ancora in chiesa? Signora Chianti asked. She was a friend of the Tirano's family. She is one of the old ladies she trusted when the worst marital crisis burst out between her and her ex-husband Re Tirano. So now, after a year that she, Athena, and Genevieve are on their own, why is it that she asked her, Do you still go to the church? Certo, signora Chianti, vado ancora in chiesa, spesso durante la settimana, dopo il mio lavoro e anche ogni domenica. Non mica che quando mi sono divorziata ho venduto la mia anima al diavolo. Guarda, che quando entro in chiesa non mi sciolgo come i ceneri. Signora Chianti was speechless, rooted to her spot, as her message registered in her head. This message. Of course, Mrs. Chianti, I go to church, often after work, and also every Sunday. It doesn't mean that when I got divorced, do you think I have sold my soul to the devil? Look, when I enter the church, I don't melt into ashes. With a wave and a smile, Laura hopped in the bus. She lived in Briganzona for 7.5 years. She had experienced many forms of rudeness. She seldom replied in the past. But now, maybe, her response to Signora Chianti can reach some point of realization that her nosy, moralistic, sentimental one-liner question can honestly hit a raw spot on her well-being and her children if you just let them go on with catty remarks or further insinuations about how bad it can be to be a divorced lady. Didn't she forget that her daughter was the one who gave her the very good, honest lawyer to defend her and her girls? It was Signora Chianti's daughter who kept mentioning to her, too, that she needs to find a job even before hell broke loose at the house of the Tiranos. Signora Chianti only knew all things her ex-husband's side. Re got an expert business tongue who can sweep one community, brainwashing them against that little Asian wife who deserted him. If it were Re Tirano, who left Lara and her daughters, Signora Chianti will have another way of putting it, but as usual, to be always with the side of the Tiranos, because Signora Chianti had always have a softer spot at the old Andrea Tirano, Lara's father-in-law. The father of Re worked for many years at the chocolate factory and vineyard of the Chiantis. There is a bond of loyalty between the Chiantis and Tiranos. So anything that Lara may confine to the Chianti family, it will be as fast as the water flowing over the river that news would reach all ears and be the salad and pasta of talk that very day in their houses. Lara told Athena and Genevieve about the incident in the church. Her daughters also said that there was one Sunday they also saw Signora Chianti up in the old church by the hilltop. And Signora Chianti asked them, Athena, Does your mother still know God? Athena said, yes, of course. Then why did she file divorce? Athena and Genevieve were speechless, as their father, Re, started his long conversation of blames and regrets about Lara. Mommy, they often say, povera noi, poor us. So true, when at the time, Retirano was often out of job. Lara knows that many men who are in either divorce or legal separation in the Canton de Sine prefer their jobless state because they won't be forced to give alimony and the government would step in to help. By not passing alimony, it was like a form of punishment for the ex-wife, adding financial difficulty if one doesn't know how to budget well. The alimony passed by the government will be paid back if the ex-husband finds a job. Even when Lara was not divorced yet, she heard these lamentations from women or proud men scornful of their ex-wife while they talked in the public transport. The Swiss system, welfare for kids' rights and privileges, were quite generous, and there are opportunist people milking on it. Lara doesn't want to be another load for the Swiss system, although even being married to Re, he had been playing around, utilizing the welfare system to the maximum on all those years her ex-husband had been jobless. Lara knew and has prepared well for any confrontation such as this, because in the very first place, Signora Canty and family never thought she would carry on her filing of the divorce. They all sided the Tyrannos in the end, hoping that one day she and her daughters will find a very hard road, so they all surrender to the idea of divorce. Its great price of independence with a huge price of being financially wise on budgets and expenditures. Signora Chianti and the Tyrannos often thought that when Lara, Athena, and Genevieve will be in the worst financial situation and find themselves in a continuous hardship, they assumed Lara and her daughters will go back to the Tyrannos. Lara thought, and she said it also to her girls, even if we have to eat rice and salt or soy sauce, or we'll have our vegetable soup days, we'll stick together and improve our life. Athena and Genevieve agreed because even at the tender age of 5 and 6 years old, they know what it means for them to have independence, their freedom, their peace of mind, and serenity at home. Do you still go to church? Do you still pray? Have you sold out your soul to the devil? Did you dig your own doom? These are hypocritical thoughts, words, and misjudging queries from some Filipino nuns, some hypocrite fellow compatriots, who look down on her because of her divorce, and some other Swiss or Swiss Italians who scorned the fact that she walked out of her husband. With her children, she was able to start a life of their own, with only few clothes in their back. There was another time while she was going out of the church. A lady exclaimed at her, "You left your husband! You're doomed for life! You still go to church?" Laura replied, "Did the church issue a ban on divorces? Did you see me melt to ashes when I knelt down to pray? Or do you want to check my ticket to heaven or hell?" Summer 2008. Casa de San Antonio, Lugano. 4 years later, from the confrontational August of 2004, while Lara, Genevieve, and Athena came out from San Antonio Church, she was so happy to see Flora and Dino with their daughter and son. Flora blurted, "What has happened to you, Lara? Haven't you learned a lesson when it comes to men? If I were you, I'd just be on my own with Athena and Genevieve, then be used again by men. Flora, it's my life, and I know what I'm doing. I chose among the suitors who knocked the door of my heart. I wouldn't let my past hurts from Ray or Darrell block my happier life. Thank you for being a good supportive friend, but you cannot judge me for many things you don't even know. Men cannot make you happy, Lara." Lara looked at Dino, who simply held his tongue. This couple were true good friends from whom Laura had confided many of her past hurts. "Flora, I know what makes me happy. It's the call of love, home, and family, and I have finally found the right one." The right one? There was Ray, there was Darrell, and who knows who else among those line of suitors you have. Laura held her tears and emotions in check. She shrugged her shoulder and simply said a curt, "Have a lovely evening, Flora and Dino. Ciao." That was the last time Lara talked and saw the couples. At 11 years old, Athena wisely murmured to her, "She was a good friend, Mommy. But then I think she is unhappy that you are happier. How many of your good friends you thought were true, when in fact they misjudge you harshly?" So, have you ever thought on those lines when you see a single parent, a divorcee? Do you wonder how dirty their souls are? Who are you to judge and think maliciously of other people's status? What business is it of others to feel good to wonder on how filthy the heart and soul of other people when they ignore or forget to mind what's going on right on under his own soul? That's all for today. Have a wonderful day and thank you for sharing this post. You can visit my website angelicahopes.com and odysseyofaheart.com for more of my